Hello, welcome to a new video of our series IBM Power Virtual Server, the Essentials. In this video I'm going to create a virtual server instance on Power Virtual Server. My name is Tony Bastiaans and I'm going to take you through this live demo. When you are in IBM Power Virtual Server, you have to create first workspaces. When you have done that, and a workspace is more a virtual data center, and when you have done that, in that workspace you can create a virtual instance, a virtual server instance, or a virtual machine, or an LPAR to compare that to the on-premise world. As you can see, we have here a workspace Essentials. It is in Frankfurt, EUD1. It's created by me, it's active, but then if you look at it, or if we're going to look inside that, view the virtual services, you will see that there are no virtual services currently up and running in this workspace. It takes some time to build that up, but then you will see that there's currently nothing in there. And then the next step is, I want to create an instance. You hit create the instance button, and then you go step by step in creating a virtual server instance. Of course, you have to first give it a name. Let's call it a virtual server instance, VSI Essential, to make it easy. You can give it tags so that it's easy to find it back later on in your different areas. For my example, I keep it standard. I don't want to fill it in. You can create several instances with the same setup. So the number of instances, you can build that up around that one. Then you can also see that there's a question around placement, what numbering you want to give it, but also if you want to create that instances on the same server or on a different server. For the purpose of this demo, I will set it back to 1, and then you see that that option is also going around that one. You can add it to a server placement group or add it to a shared processor pool. I will not do that. You can pin your environment with three options. Non-pinning, you can do a hard pinning, then it really remains on the server where you create it, or you can do soft pinning. When we do maintenance, we are able to move your virtual machine to another box, and as soon as the original box is up and running again, we move it back. What we really recommend to you is do not pin your environments. This gives us much more flexibility to do maintenance, but also gives you more uptime, because when we do maintenance and your virtual machine is pinned to a specific server and that server needs to have maintenance, we have to shut down your virtual instance and then of course bring it up as our server is back up. But if you have not pinned it, it gives us the flexibility to move it to another server that keeps on running, and your application keeps on running. So in that way, we really encourage you, do not pin it if it's not needed for your environment. So I certainly will keep it there. You can add an SSH key if you want towards that, then continue, and then you have to select the operating system that your virtual server will have. We have AX, IBM I, Linux, Linux for SAP, and Linux for SAP NetWeaver. For the purpose of this one, I will select IBM I, and then you will see that there's an option of the different versions that we have. If I pick one of the latest one, IBM I 7.6, I select this one, and then you will see there will be some additional questions come up around one, what you want to do with that environment around that one. While we are waiting, while he catching up the extra details, if you look at the right hand side of the screen, you will see the choices that are made, that it selects here in the summary and also adds to a list price per month. Keep in mind, this is list price, what shows up here on the right hand side. If you select an environment, it comes automatically with a boot device. You can select what speed of that boot device is. We have 4 different tierings within IBM Power Virtual Server, Tier 0, Tier 1, Tier 3, and FlixIOS with the different speeding around at one. And also here you can do affinity and anti-affinity, so really to the same pool or to a different pool, depending on the choices that you want, and the default is auto select. Then of course you have also advanced configuration, where you can really specify if you want to replicate your boot volume, or you use specific cloud internet user data. So you can select that area around it one if you want. We continue here, and then the next question is, what machine type do you want to run your environment on? You will see that we have 11 and 10 in this area, but if you are familiar with IBM I, you know that 7.6 is not running on 9. And if I go back to this selection and do an edit and select an older version of IBM I, and I go to 7.4, you will see that there will become a different. He needs to fetch up the details again, but then you will see that there are other selections pop up in that area around the virtual server, which is I've done editing, and then select the machine type. You see that also 9 pops up, because 7.4 runs on 9, Power 10 and Power 11, so all the selections come out here. If I select a Power 10, I can pick my different core types. We have shared uncapped, shared capped, and dedicated. The shared, capped, and uncapped have the ability to gradually grow with 1/4 of a core. If you select dedicated, you will see that the cores will automatically round up to the whole number, and you can only go with 1, 2, 3 steps, so steps of whole cores. If I go to the uncapped, you see I have 1/4 of a core, and I can really go in steps of 1/4 up and down. We'll keep it on 1/4 of a core. And the same story goes also, of course, for the memory. You can really select the amount of memory that you want. With IBM I, you have also the ability to work with a virtual serial number, and that really helps you also in that story that I told you about the pinning. Sometimes application needs a specific serial number, and it will run only on that serial number. And then if the application goes to another server, you get another serial number, and your application will stop running. If you have used virtual serial number and your application supports that, even if your application moves to another server, it keeps the same serial number, and in that way it helps you to getting the uptime. So really, if you are setting up an environment and your application is serial number tied, please reach out to your ISV and ask for a virtual serial number for your application, so that gives you much more flexibility around that one to pick and choose that area. I want to show also something else. If I do an auto assign and do next and save, what you also will see is that you have the flexibility of your software tiering to select. We have the capabilities to do a PO5 or a PO10 environment on these Power 10 boxes, so that you really can start small. If you have an application that does not need more cores than 1 core, or not more memory than 64 gigabyte, you can also go to the PO5 tiering, which is now available, and PO10 is of course also available on this scale out, and we also have P20 available on this tiering. You can also add ICC, the cloud storage solutions around one, Power HA, or the relational development solutions that will be then also integrated into your solution. Done editing. Oh, I have to pick one because I really said that I want to have that one. So then done editing. Then the question comes up, do you want to have additional storage towards that? The storage that I selected in the previous selection was for the boot volumes, but you can also do add storage for your data around one to add to your environment. So create a volume, give it a name, data, and then the size that you can select. How many of those volumes do you want? And also again here, the 4 different tierings of your storage is available. you can create and attach it. I will cancel it in that area and then continue. Then you come to the network questions. Do you want to have a public networking or not? So you can select on or off here, and you can also add existing networks that you have available in your environment. If you have done all your selections, you can click finish, then say I agree with the options that I have here, and then you can hit create, and your virtual machine will be created in this environment, and it's up and running, and then you really can attach it and work with it as you are used to it. So as you can see, it's really easy to create a virtual server instance on Power Virtual Server. You go to your workspace that you have, and in that workspace you select the operating system that you want, how many cores, which storage do you want, which kind of service do you want, scale out, high-end boxes, Power 9, Power 10, Power 11, and it's really easy guidance, really go through the selections. If you are happy with it, hit create and your virtual instance will be created. Thanks for watching this video in the series of IBM Power Virtual Server, The Essentials. Stay tuned for more and looking forward to see you again. Thank you.